Hello, this is Marcus in the ID.3 and today we're going to do a motorway journey all the way from Cabanas de Tavira in the Algarve to our house in Moita near Lisbon, and that trip is around 283 kilometers. This is the first time we're going to go all the way on the motorway, as normally we pull off the motorway and go on the national road, so this will be fun. So we started at 450 and the car was 77%. So today is going to be a bit more difficult because we've got headwind of around 5 meters per second. As you can see here on windy, it's currently 13 degrees Celsius, but within half an hour it will go dark, so expect the temperature to drop quite quickly. It looks like it's starting to spit with rain as well, to add joy to this journey. Also, we've got a car that's completely full, as you can see. We've even got a 88 key piano in it, and we have got Kalina and Anabela.
Hello.
Hello.
And we've got Poppy the cat. So I've almost had the car 3 months. We've done 5,300 kilometers in the car. So what's your opinions about it, Kalina?
My opinions is that it turns quickly and goes quickly, and that it's hard to put the seat belt. Yeah. Don't tell me the car's got a punch.
Saying it's got a problem with the wheel, so we just go to the petrol station and check the tyres. So it's saying there's low pressure in the tyres, so I'm going to check the tyre pressures at the moment.
Tomorrow it's another year.
Now, does the car have a spare wheel?
No, the car does not have a spare wheel.
Ah, that's interesting.
I'd say that's very bad. The car doesn't have a spare wheel. At least the Cactus had a spare wheel.
Yeah, that's right.
Normally,
My Saxo has a spare wheel and it's very useful. It has been useful before. Let's hope we don't need it here.
There's the electric charger. Well, I'll go and check the car tyre pressures. This can add extra time, but it's better to check them.
Now, is Daddy going to solve the problem or not?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because it might be a big problem.
And we'd have to go back.
Yes.
I don't think Poppy would be too happy. Is Daddy going to solve the problem, Poppy? Right, what do you think really, Poppy? Is he solving it? Yes. Do you think we can go home, Poppy? No. Yes, we can go home. Right, Daddy has checked 2 tires already, Poppy. He's now checking the last tire. Yes, Poppy. Anything to add?
So that's probably added at least more than 5 minutes to the journey, and so we don't go back on ourselves. We're going to do a little bit of the way now on this national road. We were meant to be going on the motorway, but because we had to divert to the petrol station to check the tyres, we're going to do this little bit of the way on the national road, and then we'll get onto the motorway as soon as possible. As all the tyres seem fine, perhaps just because we've got extra weight in the car because of the cold weather. So I checked all of them, filled them up to the correct level. Kalina, what's your opinion after having the car for 3 months? What do you think about the car? Do you like it? You don't like it?
I like it, but it goes very quickly.
Mummy, what do you think about the car?
Well, after 3 months, I'm not sold on it at all. The way the car drives, like if you need to accelerate slightly, or as soon as you put your foot on the accelerator, it just turns your stomach upside down, even when you're on the passenger seat at the front, because usually at the back you feel it even more.
Yes, that's right.
So it accelerates too quickly, you think?
Yes. And it's not like a nice driving, it goes and stops. I don't like the way it drives.
And is there anything good you like in this car?
Yes, I like the color. Definitely much nicer than white or grey. Or what was it? Black?
Black.
Yeah, black now. This blue is very, very nice. And inside the lights are nice as well. The car is big, it's got a very big boot, which is useful for us. But apart from that, I'm not very impressed. I was expecting much more from a car like that.
What about the electric charging? Do you like to charge?
Ah, the charging, it's a pain. Because well, the charging really is a pain, because sometimes they're not available, then you have to wait for them to be available. If you want to go somewhere, then you have to plan ahead if you need to go and charge the car when you don't have a charger near you. So it really messes up your plans.
Well, it's really messed up our plans, has it?
Well, we've had to adapt our plans to the car, which is not really my way of life, adapting to my car. I'd rather have my car adapting to me.
I thought the charging's been easy so far. I've always found chargers, I've always been able to get electric, and then we've been able to walk on the beach when we're charging and things like that, no?
Yeah, we've been able to walk on the beach, which is very nice, because it wasn't raining. But if it had been raining, we'd have been inside the car, sat inside the car, waiting for it to charge.
No, we won't wait 2 or 3 hours for it to charge on a slow charge, would we? If it's raining, we'd go to a fast charger then.
Yes, but you said that fast chargers are bad for the battery.
Yeah, so it's better to use the destination AC chargers when you can. But if you have to use a fast charger, then use it. As long as you don't use them all the time, it's okay. We don't use it all the time. We use it on the motorway now. Yeah, but most of the time we charge at home, or we charge on the destination chargers and then go do something.
Yes, but when you go on holidays, like we did now, then your holidays end up depending on your car being charged or not being charged, or having to be charged. You have to see what time you go and charge the car. Then you have to wait for the car to be charged.
Then this, then that.
And it's like we're just wasting our holidays on charging the car.
No, we're not wasting the holidays, because we go for walks and we do things like we would normally,
Yes, but normally our walks don't depend on whether the car is charged or not.
Yeah, but we don't have to charge the car every day, do we? We don't have to. Because we don't do that many kilometres when we're down there. We just charge it when we can.
When we can. No, when we need to. Because if we need to go somewhere a bit further one day and the car is like, I don't know, 60, maybe 50%, you'll have to charge it a bit before you go. Because you might go somewhere without a charger.
We'll just have to charge it.
We'll have what? It will be just said.
Quickly, you just go to a fast charger. So it's not a problem, is it?
But there's no fast charger near.
Yeah, there is. The petrol station has got one that just needs to come online. The petrol station we just.
It needs to come online. Yeah, yes. So currently it is not working.
Yeah, it's better be working very soon.
But for the moment, if we needed it, it wouldn't work.
No, but we could drive to Lidl and then charge quickly there.
What is there more boring than waiting in Lidl for the car to be charged?
Yeah, you'd have to wait 20 or 30 minutes.
Yes, 20 or 30 minutes of a waste of life.
Oh, because you can go shopping while you're doing that.
Yeah, but we don't go shopping now because of COVID, do we?
Well, we still go shopping a bit.
For essential things, not shopping for leisure like we used to.
No, but last time we stopped at Lidl to charge, you learnt Japanese in the car, so it wasn't a waste of life.
Yes, it was.
Kalina, how do you count to 10 in Japanese?
Ichi, ni, san, yon, go, roku, nana, achi, ki, ji.
Would you know how to write the Japanese letters?
Some of them.
Then what words do you know? Which other words do you know?
Konnichiwa. Hello.
How do you say how are you?
On a appris ça. We didn't learn that.
Oh, what else did you learn?
Sayonara. Goodbye. Neko. Cat. Inu. Dog. Tori. Bird. And we learned other things.
So you see, while you're waiting for the car to charge for 20 or 30 minutes, you can start learning Japanese or another language. And currently we're doing 13.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. So that's very low. But then we've been going very slowly. When we get on the motorway, that will increase. We don't have the heating on yet, but we're going to stop at a charging point not too far from here, and there we'll put the heating on so we can heat up the car while it's charging. This is currently 12 degrees Celsius outside, but we expect it to get colder en route, so it probably eats more into the battery. And we're currently on eco mode, so hopefully that will give us a bit more range. But so far we've never had to wait for somebody to charge the car. We've always found chargers and there's been no problem, has there? There was a slight problem today because a petrol car parked in the bay of the electric chargers, and it was a big car, so it had parked across two of the bays, so I couldn't reverse into it. But what I managed to do was park into the non-electric space, and the cable managed to reach to my car. So that wasn't bad.
It wasn't good either.
No, it wasn't good. And then there was one of these hybrid plug-ins that you could tell by the charging unit. They'd charged there for 15 minutes, they'd stopped charging, but they just left the car there for 2 hours looking like it was charging, but it wasn't. So they were blocking an electric charge bay as well. That was them being very badly educated, you know, blocking a charger for more than 2 hours and their car's not charging.
Yes, but this will happen much more in the summer because this charger was close to the beach. People will just go there in the morning, park their cars, pretend they're charging and stay there the whole day long. There's only 2 slots, and surely in the summer there'll be many more people with electric cars, and they'll just stay there for free the whole day long. And then if you really need to charge, then you'll be in trouble because you won't be able to.
Well, we will see, won't we? But in the summer there'll be more charging places anyway, because they're installing new ones and more coming online. So hopefully we'll be better in the summer of 2021. But in Tavera, where the person had done that, was basically outside the police station. So I don't know if currently the police find petrol cars that park in electric charging spots, but perhaps they should. We didn't go and grass them up to the police. We could have done, but but no, clear. Should we have gone and grassed them up to the police?
No.
Why not?
Because the police have more things to do than listen to us telling that there was a Jaguar parked in a charging spot.
Yes, it wasn't an electric Jaguar, was it? It was a big Jaguar SUV type vehicle. Diesel probably.
And anyway, we don't need to go and tell the police it was there because the police could discover it, couldn't they?
Yes, they could have discovered it.
And because it's not nice to do that.
Well, it's not nice to park an electric charging spot if you're a petrol car.
It's not nice to tell that the other one was in the parking spot to the police. It's not nice to do that.
No, so obviously we're a family that doesn't grass up on even very naughty diesel car drivers.
Because it's ugly to do that.
It's ugly to do that.
It's very ugly to grass the others.
Yes, so
there's enough people grassing the others all around the country already. You don't want any more, do you?
No, and
everybody should educate their children to be a bit more tolerant.
So that's it, we have to be tolerant of idiots in big diesel cars who go and block electric chargers. Fed it from us. But if I couldn't have charged, I may have been tempted to tell the police because because if my cable reached it just you can see the picture here, and if my cable hadn't have reached it, but the battery was quite high, we only stayed there for 50 minutes to charge on a slow charger, so to try and get the car up to 80%, we didn't really need to charge there. But if the car was at like 20% and the cable didn't reach, then I may have considered telling the police. But if you are a petrol or diesel owner or a hybrid plug-in owner, please don't unnecessarily block chargers, because there's not, hundreds of them, and people do need them. You see, I have no problem with a plug-in hybrid using an electric charger, that's fine. The problem I have is them plugging in and not charging. I mean, that goes the same for anyone. I guess there's electric drivers who would do that, because as soon as I've charged, I unplug the car, and like yesterday when I went to the beach, the car had stopped charging, so I went quickly, unplugged the car. I didn't leave the car in the charging spot. I moved over to another parking space, and that's what you should do, to always leave it free for another electric car driver.
But if you need it, you use it. If there's other cars that need to charge, they will have to wait.
Yes, we've got 258 kilometres to go, so we've done about 30 kilometres. I had to go a bit on the slow road, but still this is going to be quite a good journey, because what I want to see is how well the car's going to do on the motorway in these cold conditions on this long distance, how long we're going to have to stop for, because I think we're going to have to stop for a bit longer than we'd normally have to stop for because of the headwind and because of the car journey. So since we got on the motorway, we're increasing to 17.2 kilowatt hours per 100, but I expect it to go over 20, to be honest, with the headwind and the cold temperature, 11 degrees. But as soon as the sun's gone down, it's nearly gone down, it's going to get even colder. So yeah, we are doing 120 kilometers an hour, and we're going to try and stick to 120 kilometers an hour. And actually, there's not many cars. I was expecting more traffic today, but I think many people are already at home getting ready for New Year's Eve, which is tonight.
Are we going to charge?
Yes, we're going to charge. We're going to charge at the Galp petrol station to start with, to get to 80%, and then we'll have to charge again.
How far is it from here?
Well, it's not very far. It must be about 20 kilometers. So I've just put the heating on to clear the windows. I've put the heating towards the windows to see if we can de-steam the windows a bit, and it'll make the car a bit warmer.
And as you might know, I've got a YouTube channel. It's called Caca Moustique Adventures, and there's a new story that's special for Christmas. And we will leave a link below for you to go and see my channel. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
It's getting quite hot in here because I set it to 24 degrees for the window, and I think I'm going to lower the temperature. In fact, I'll turn it off, the heating. That's the problem in this weather. You have to keep demisting the window. So I've currently gone up to 18.6 kilowatt hours, and we've done around 50 kilometres. Well, the road's a bit damp here, so it has been raining. Hopefully we shouldn't get too much rain on the way, I'm hoping. So the charging station is 2 kilometres away. It still seems to be available, which is good. The battery's at 59%, so we're going to add at least 21% to the battery. And currently it's 38 minutes past 5. Probably about, I think we've used about 18% to do 62 kilometres, but a lot of that trip was going quite slow. So that's okay. The current consumption is gone up to 19.3 as expected, and I expect it to go over 20 because soon we'll be going uphill along the motorway as well after we've charged. But let's turn off here and charge the car. Just to give you the time, it's 5:41 and the battery is 58%.
So now Poppy goes in the box. Come on, little cat. Oh, look, it's moaning. Did you hear it moaning?
Poppy, can't hurry up then, put it in the box, we can charge it all day. So car is charging and it's saying 20 minutes. The battery may be cold, like the battery may be a bit slow, so it's going to take 20 minutes first to get to 80%, and we're currently at 58%.
Romilly's closest friend, Sarah, had a cousin who worked at Bletchley.
So it's currently 6 minutes past 6. We've charged to 80%, and the actual charging time, not me faffing around, was 21.46 minutes. Now I think it went slower than the 50 kilowatts because the battery is still cold. So Anabela's going to calculate it.
37.7.
Yeah, so we got 37.7 kilowatts, which is slow, but it's because the battery's cold. This is normal in the winter, and we had to stop here quite early. Now with 78% battery that I started with, I couldn't have missed going to the next battery charger on the motorway because it's about another 100 and I think it's over 100 kilometers from here. I couldn't miss that because if there was a problem at that one, then I'd have to get the next one. I wouldn't have had enough juice to get to the next one at 77% battery. That's why I had to charge 80% here. So when we do get to the next charger on the motorway, hopefully it won't be full and it'll be available. If it is not available, then I go to charge a bit further ahead. But this part of the journey now, we're going to get onto the other motorway, the A2, taking us north, and there it does get quite hilly and we've got some big hills to go. We have done 96 kilometres, so normally I say in bad conditions we do 25 kilometres per 10%. We've done a bit worse. Why have we done a bit worse? Because we've got headwind, we've had the heater on the whole time, it's 8 degrees Celsius outside, and we've been going up a lot of hills. It's quite mountainous, this part of the route home. From now on it should be more flat. On the GOM we've got 119 kilometres left, and our distance to home is 133 kilometres, so we definitely have to stop here.
In 3 kilometres, take the exit.
Our average consumption since last charging stop has been 22.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, and we're at 39%. Yes. And there's our destination there. It's got some green lights flashing, there's nobody there, so that's absolutely perfect. So we charge. So it's slightly spitting. It says we're going to need 30 minutes to get up to 80%. We could perhaps get 75% if we wanted to have 80%. So we charged to 80%. Now it's 7:33 in the evening. It rained heavily while we were waiting for the car to charge. So it just goes to show you can charge in heavy rain, but that means the road is wet, so something else to contend with. But anyway, we've got more than enough energy to get home. You can probably travel at 120 kilometers an hour all the way, unless it starts raining really heavily. Currently we've got 129 kilometers to our house, and the GOM is saying 243, so more than enough. I'm going to tell you if we got the full 50 kilowatts or not, so Anabela can do the calculation.
48.8.
Yeah, so we got 48.8 kilowatts, which is as good as 50 kilowatts. Also, we were putting a bit of heat into the car.
I had no way of knowing whether it was MI5 or MI6 who'd interrogated me.
So we're as good as home now. So the battery level is at 23%, so we use quite a lot coming from the last stop. So last stop where we charged was 127 kilometers away. We did an average of 23.8 kilowatt hours, and we travelled at 120 kilometers an hour on the motorway, and our average speed is 110 kilometers an hour. Currently it's 8:42, so it's taken us 3 hours 52 minutes. I believe we can take 10 or 15 minutes off due to the stop to check for the tyre pressure that we weren't expecting. So that went quite well, but really these are the worst conditions. It's cold, we've had headwind, we've had some rain, and we've had the heater on the all the way at 25 degrees Celsius.
Hi, Natal.
Are you awake, Kalina?